Listen carefully, Prince Harry might be on the verge of losing it all. He's not boarding that plane to London for tea and small talk. He's flying there in full-blown panic mode. Insiders say this trip wasn't planned, it was triggered. Apparently, word reached Montecito that Buckingham Palace has moved forward with plans to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. Yes, the titles that define their status, their children's identity, and the only thread still tying them to royal prestige. The moment Harry heard the whispers, his entire team went into meltdown. There was no PR strategy, no official statement, just panic. He wanted the first flight out, no cameras, no crowd, no spin. Just him, a private jet, and a desperate attempt to save what's left of his royal identity. And here's the twist, the person he's rushing to see isn't King Charles. It's his brother. Because while Charles continues his quiet battle with cancer and avoids palace drama, Prince William has taken the reins. And William, make no mistake, is cleaning house. Sources say Harry is desperate for a private meeting with both his father and his brother before any decision becomes official. He's even prepared to admit his mistakes, hoping humility might buy him one last chance at redemption. But here's the thing, Buckingham Palace hasn't confirmed a single detail about Harry's trip. No official welcome, no acknowledgement, nothing. And when the palace goes silent, it usually means one thing, they're not pleased. So, as Harry's jet cuts through the clouds toward London, one truth stands tall, he isn't flying home. He's flying straight into a royal reckoning. Behind those palace walls, a quiet shift has taken place. While King Charles may still wear the crown, insiders say William is now the one steering the monarchy. They've even started calling this phase the pre-succession period, Royal Code 4. William's already in charge. Charles's illness has made him softer, more reflective. But William? He's not interested in sentiment. He's focused on the future, on survival. To him, the monarchy isn't just a family. It's a brand, a business, and one that's been bleeding reputation. Every scandal, every explosive interview, every Netflix confession, they all point back to one source, the Sussexes. And with Charles too weak to act, William's patience has officially run out. He's taking control, drafting reforms, reshaping how the royal institution operates. But the real breaking point? 2 words, the Yorks. Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson have turned royal disgrace into an art form. The Epstein saga is back in the headlines, and this time, it's uglier. Insiders claim new emails could expose not just Andrew's social connection to Epstein, but financial ties. Even worse, whispers suggest Scotland Yard might have been used to smear Epstein's accuser, Virginia Roberts. And then there's Fergie. Allegedly, she pocketed millions from Epstein over the years. Some say Epstein quietly funded her lifestyle for more than a decade. If true, it's catastrophic, because it means she didn't just ignore the scandal, she may have profited from it. Now picture this, William sitting in Kensington Palace, reading all of this. His jaw tightens, his patience snaps, and he realizes the rot isn't just in the tabloids, it's inside his own family. So, he does what no one else dares to do, he starts cleaning house. And when William means business, he doesn't yell, he hires lawyers. Behind palace walls, the atmosphere is tense, the tea is boiling, and the strategy is surgical. Sources claim William has quietly assembled a team of legal experts, the kind who speak in terms like constitutional clause and title revocation. Remember that public petition demanding Harry and Meghan be stripped of their titles? Parliament once said only the monarch could do that. Well, guess who's preparing to make sure the next monarch can? Allegedly, palace lawyers are drafting new legal pathways, starting with Prince Andrew. Strip his titles first, set the precedent, then move on to Harry and Meghan. That way, no one can accuse William of playing favorites or holding grudges. It's cold, calculated, and effective. Even more shocking, members of Parliament are quietly supporting him. They want a cleaner, more modern monarchy, one that practices what it preaches. So, while Harry crosses the Atlantic praying for a family reconciliation, William is building a legal case that looks less like a sibling feud and more like a royal corporate takeover. Meanwhile, across the ocean, Meghan is doing what she does best, turning headlines into branding opportunities. Insiders say she's preparing to launch her own cosmetics line, a move that has sent quiet shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. Remember, the late Queen had one firm rule: no royal titles for commercial use. But Meghan, as always, is playing her own game. Allegedly, she's even legally changed her last name to Duchess of Sussex. Not as a title, as a surname. That means even if the palace strips her of her titles, she can still sign business contracts as Meghan Duchess of Sussex. Bold? Definitely. Risky? Absolutely. And it's exactly the kind of Hollywood audacity the palace fears most. William, however, isn't amused. Insiders claim he's already moved to block any trademark using the Duchess of Sussex name for profit. Translation? If Meghan tries to brand beauty products with it, palace lawyers will strike instantly. Even sentimental pieces haven't been spared. That iconic Diana watch Meghan used to wear during interviews? Reportedly taken back. William has put his foot down, no more royal heirlooms used for publicity. So now, you've got Meghan in Montecito, allegedly furious behind her glass walls, and William in London, calmly turning her empire of perception into a legal liability. The late Queen warned her not to play the royal game. William's making sure she never wins it. Back in London, the atmosphere grows icy whenever Harry and Meghan's names are mentioned. When Harry learned William was preparing official paperwork, he snapped into full-blown crisis mode. Forget emails, he wants a face-to-face meeting. His plan? Apologize, appeal to family, maybe even beg if that's what it takes. But palace insiders are blunt: William isn't interested in tears. He's interested in order. As one royal aide allegedly put it, William doesn't want excuses. He wants examples. Meaning, if Harry wants mercy, he has to prove it. That means no more interviews, no memoir updates, and full distance from Meghan's business ventures. Just imagine that meeting. On one side, Harry, emotional, desperate, still clinging to the idea that family outweighs duty. On the other, William, the future king, treating his brother like a liability instead of blood. It's a storm waiting to erupt. Palace staff whisper this confrontation could define the monarchy's next chapter. Because if William refuses to bend, and he rarely does, this could mark the coldest royal divide in modern history. Meanwhile, King Charles sits alone in his study, frail but thoughtful. His hands tremble slightly as he stares into his tea. He's not just battling illness, he's battling loyalty. His heart aches for Harry, the lost son who never truly healed after Diana's death. But his crown demands stability. And insiders say Charles has become the quiet mediator, pleading for peace while William sharpens the axe. The British government, however, is running out of patience. Senior officials have reportedly warned Charles that if he doesn't stabilize the monarchy soon, they'll start enforcing stricter constitutional measures. Translation: no more royal scandals tolerated. So now, Charles faces the hardest choice of his reign: protect his son or protect the crown. When he looks at William, he sees the future, strong, decisive, and unshakable. When he looks at Harry, he sees the past, emotional, unpredictable, and vulnerable. For Charles, it's a battle between love and legacy, and in the royal world, legacy always wins. If William goes through with the plan, the Sussex titles vanish overnight. Harry becomes Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor. Meghan becomes Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor. Archie and Lilibet lose their prince and princess titles. Insiders say that single act would destroy their global brand. No titles mean no royal security, fewer invitations, and a steep drop in their market value. Every major deal, Netflix, Spotify, publishing, was built on the prestige of Duke and Duchess. For Meghan, it's a branding disaster. For Harry, it's an identity crisis. Without those titles, they're just another celebrity couple with a podcast and a past. And that's exactly what terrifies them. As dawn breaks over Buckingham Palace, the story comes full circle. One brother commands the monarchy from behind the palace gates. The other wakes up in California, realizing the monarchy has moved on without him. No statement, no ceremony, just a silent update on the royal website. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, gone. Across the ocean, Meghan reportedly refreshes the site again and again, disbelief written across her face. For years, she built a global brand around that title. Now, it's gone, like it never existed. Harry, meanwhile, is left replaying that last tense exchange with William, a cold stare that said everything words never could. But this isn't the end. It's the dawn of a new royal era. William's purge has reshaped the monarchy, sharper, colder, but undeniably stronger. The age of indulgence is over. The age of accountability has begun. As golden sunlight hits Buckingham Palace, one truth echoes through those marble halls: the crown survived, but the family didn't. Because in the end, power doesn't whisper, it reigns. And William, calm and calculating, has just proven he's not waiting for the throne. He's already wearing it.